rich cultural heritage. Please, my wonderful viewers, give me a little time to share this video to my audience on other social media platforms so that they can join us. Welcome back to our channel. Today we are treating a very interesting topic. I'm going to crave your indulgence. I don't want you to see this church as we attacking religion. No. We are just going to have a discussion. And what we are going to discuss about today is centered on the Igbo marriage institution. Did the church destroy the Igbo marriage institution? That is the topic we are discussing today. Did the church destroy the Igbo marriage institution? If you check our last video, the video we posted a few minutes ago on our platform here on YouTube, you saw a priest, is a priest of an Anglican church, telling them that the heathen has entered the church. And what did these heathen people do? That they come to church for a wedding. After the wedding, they go to their home. So I wonder, what is that Ihiberibe that he's talking about that they are doing? The Igbo traditional marriage. So our traditional marriage institution has now become so low that it is now regarded as Ihiberibe. I don't really understand it. So once somebody goes to church and has a wedding, that should be it. Their own honor should be disregarded. If you're just joining us, welcome live. Today we are talking about the role of the church in destroying the Igbo marriage institution. The Igbo marriage institution is one of the most respected and most enduring institutions of the Igbo people. It is a well-respected traditional institution. Where all other institutions have failed, the marriage institution remains very crucial because it is from homes that you get members of the society. It is these families that raise children who carry on the tradition of our people. So when the marriage institution is destroyed, we are even almost likely destroyed as a people. So today we are considering this topic, the role of the church in destroying the marriage institution in Igbo land. And if you're just joining us, kindly please share this video to your audience. I would like us to discuss. Now, we have to begin from somewhere. There's a process in Igbo marriage. First of all, we have to acknowledge that in Igbo land, unlike the Western world, marriage is not a union of a man and a woman. No. In Igbo culture, marriage is a union between two families, two lineages, and in some cases, two communities. Somebody who is not from your wife's immediate family, but from the same lineage, can see you and say, my in-law. Somebody who is not even from your wife's lineage, but from the same community, can see you and say, our in-law. He married from my hometown. That is how the Igbo marriage institution was. It brought two lineages, two families, two communities together. Some communities go into marriage union to foster relationship, to improve their bond. That is why Igbos see marriage differently. That is why also a wife is not a wife of one man. She is the wife of that lineage, of that family. That is how marriage is perceived. It is not a one man, one woman affair. No. This is why it is easy for community to intervene when there is crisis in Igbo marriage. But we will get to that stage. How is marriage contracted in Igbo culture? In Igbo culture, when a man wants to marry, he goes home and discusses this with his parents. If he has somebody in mind, he mentions that name to his parents and they begin to ask questions. If the young lady he is going to get married to is from the same community, it makes things easier. There are three things that we basically check. In Igbo, we do not marry our cousins. So they check, are they related? When I mean are they related, this relationship has to be by consanguinity, by blood. If two people are led by the same offer, they do not intermarry, especially in the western parts of Igbo land. Cousins do not also intermarry. So they go to check, are they related? If you're just joining us, please encourage us by liking this video and also sharing to your audience so that we can have more people actively participating in this live broadcast. So if they are not related, they'll go further to ask, how is the young girl's family? Is there madness in their family? Do they give birth in their family? If they do give birth, what kind of children do they give birth to? These are things and questions that they embark on asking. Is there any genetic sickness in their family bloodline? The parents of the groom ask these questions. What is the history of the young girl's mother? Because as when it is the herbs that the mother goat feeds on that the kid will also feed on. So, in asking these questions, pure attention is given to the girl's mother, while the girl's family also makes inquiry about the intending husband's family before they embark on the journey called Ekwakanozo. The young man and his people go to the family of the groom, of the bride, to knock on their door, to make formal introductions. The two families get to know each other. They do not even state their intentions of coming because it has not gotten to that stage. It is at this stage called knocking on the door that you will see Gen Z girls of these days snap photograph and post on social media to say, introduction done and dusted, marriage traditional done and dusted. Done and what? A journey you have not even embarked on, you have not even started. You have done it and dusted it. It is wrong. So, after this stage, they return again. This time, they do what is called Manya Ishoi, the drink that they use to make friendship. I like this man, oh, it's like I like your family. The last time I came here, the way you people received us, we liked it. So I would like to make your family friends. So we become family friends. And I go again. The asking of questions continue. The asking of questions continue. So, the next visit, the groom, that is the potential groom, the family now asks, now says, this is who we are, called Manyankowa. That is the one people call introduction. You now introduce yourselves. You now introduce yourselves and say your intention. It is not every time that you will see a beautiful flower and you would like to take a branch of it and plant in your house so that it will also be in your compound. No, you can see onubu. Okay, so that's me trying to be funny. You introduce yourselves. We saw a beautiful young girl in your house. We would like to ask her hand in marriage. These are stages. These stages give the family of the bride ample opportunity to get to know their intending in-laws. And you also get to know them because Igbo sene ube oye wuno bubusha ko we wo obia ko yo obia geje hu isue. It is the lamp presented by the owner of the house to see the stranger's face that the stranger or visitor will also use to see the face of the owner of the house. The both parties get to know each other. If you're just joining us, please encourage us by giving us thumbs up. Share this video to your audience as well. We are discussing, did the church destroy the Igbo marriage? So, if this process goes through and the both families agree that their both daughters can intermarry, then they raise a drink. This drink I'm talking about that they will raise is manyanko. That is why the marriage ceremony is called Ibanko. Ibanko or Ibamanya. So it is raised, blessed, given to the man to drink. He drinks a part of it and gives to his wife. This is an oath. In Western Igbo land, these things are done inside the house, not outside, where you have opportunity to be dancing and be looking for your husband. That's a ceremonial way. These things are done inside the house. There is kola nut, oji, for Ibando. Agwa oji, beti epele, give to the husband to eat some and give to the wife. He does so. This is the way it was in the Igbo traditional marriage system. Bride price is also negotiated and paid. My own father has an interesting way of receiving bride price because he has a lot of daughters. Our bride price was 200 naira. If you paid my father 200 naira bride price, he will give you back 40 naira and say, use this 40 naira to take care of my daughter, train her up very well, and make sure she becomes mature. We have not finished training her. Make sure she doesn't get hungry. From this 40 naira I'm giving back to you, make sure you train her up very well. It made marriage very interesting. It made relationship between in-laws very cordial and organized. Now, if they are going to give the child, the daughter out in marriage, they do not hand her to her immediate husband. She is handed to the father of the groom. Do you know why? Because, like I explained, marriage is not between two people, husband and wife. No. Marriage is between two families. When something goes wrong in this marriage that I'm talking about, the father can easily reach the father of the groom and say, how are you people doing? How is the daughter that I handed over to you? Because they believe the young people are still growing. They will take time to understand what marriage is really worth. So marriage is contracted between two families who will always mediate. This is how the Igbo traditional marriage works. And we believe that no God will juju. You all know the leaf called Ujuju, Veronica Comforter. It is mostly known in western parts of Igbo land. That is how marriage is described. Ogoboze, Ogobuchioye. We have so many proverbs that attempt to elevate the status of an in-law as a son welcomed into the family, not a daughter lost. So the Igbo marriage institution brings communities together. There may be a prominent man today and they say, oh, he married from Ungwa. He is now an in-law of Ungwa people. Oh, that governor you're seeing, like General Yakubu Gowon. General Yakubu Gowon, the immediate younger sister of General Yakubu Gowon, is married to my community. So we usually say Gowon is our in-law, a despised in-law. Let me give an in-law that is not so despised. We have another in-law in Anyoma. His name is General Badamusi Babangida, the husband of late Miriam Babangida from Asaba. We usually say Babangida is our in-law. And it was in his time that Asaba was made the capital of Delta State. So you see, we will say Babangida is our in-law in Anyoma. Even if I am not from Asaba, we still refer him as our in-law. Marriage in Igbo land brings an entire people and their in-laws together. Marriage is not aimed to bring man and woman together only. Why is this so? So that when there is crisis, the in-laws can commune with their in-laws and bring about peace. So that when marriage fails or attempts to fail, if you are just coming online and you're just seeing this video, please give us a thumbs up. Help us to also share this video. So, the marriage institution is programmed to succeed because there is community backup for it. There is a support system already designed by the Igbo culture for marriage. That support system is where the wife or the husband runs back to, no matter the challenge. She doesn't run to the society to go and say, hey, everybody come, oh, see what my husband is doing. Oh. No, there is a channel of communication. But then, colonialism happened. The colonialists did not just come with a new system of education or new moral codes. They came with a new system of marriage called the Christian marriage. First of all, there's nothing wrong with Christian marriage. But this Christian marriage made it look as if everything I just described in the traditional marriage system is pagan. Therefore, people began to avoid it. Nobody wanted to get married purely and strictly the traditional way anymore. They also had codes. They made it in such a way that you can't claim married when you do not have the court certificate to prove that you're married. Therefore, you will try to at least go through the system and get married. By going through that system, people now tend to give validation to the church marriage and the court marriage and then forget about the traditional marriage. These days, it will be difficult to see a young girl whose traditional marriage was greater or more celebrated than the Christian marriage, which was supposed to be just a blessing of marriage. The white man's traditional marriage, the traditional marriage of the Brits is what they brought down to us. So we do double traditional marriages. We do our own traditional marriage and do the British traditional marriage in the name of going to do white wedding. So, our traditional marriage was then demonized. The kola nut I mentioned earlier that will be blessed. No, they will tell you, you want to eat that kola nut, if you eat it, you will die. So people began to avoid eating kola nut. People began to avoid drinking palm wine. They say it is alcohol. Don't drink it. So people began to avoid the blessed palm wine, the blessed kola nut on their marriage day. So the marriage institution, the traditional marriage institution began to wane. It began to decline. People started being ashamed of themselves when they say, I won't do marriage, but na trad we do. We never do the male one. What? So your own marriage is no longer the male one. Your culture is no longer the male one. The male one now becomes the white man's own. People now feel inadequate when they have not done the male one. The male one in quote. What is that male one? Church wedding. You have married your wife legally, traditionally, you have done every right. But the wife still goes about to say, na child we just do jare, we no get money, we never ready to do the main one. People now began to despise their own culture. They now tell them that kola nut is bad. Don't eat it when your elders bless it. Oh, no, don't go to the village for your marriage. Do it in the city. Invite the elders to come there. The ones that can come, let them come. If they can't come, let them forget about it. We now began to by ourselves degrade and downplay our own culture. We now began to see marriage as a union between husband and wife. Any other person is a stranger. In fact, they teach it in marriage classes. Now you and your wife, oh, now you and your wife, oh, any other person is a third party. Now na bed, now him be the third party. Yes, we know that according to Professor Chino Achebe, as long as the bed continues to shake, there will be peace at home. But sometimes there are some quarrels that goes beyond bed shaking. When marriage has challenges, when marriage is about to hit a brick wall, the two families that contracted the marriage in the first place now come together to remedy it. But the way we have taken our traditional marriage institution, third parties are now like, there is marriage, the two families now are seen as third parties. Their mediation has now been misinterpreted as interference, unnecessary interference. Leave me, oh, not be you follow me, they marry am, oh. Every marriage not be the same, oh. Leave me, make I marry my husband as I want to. Things now began to be different. We no longer follow the ways of our ancestors. We now despise the wisdom of our forefathers, whose marriages lasted 50 years, 60 years, 100 years. The rate of divorce then was very minimal. Not because there were no marital problems. There were marital problems, but the system to handle it was already in place. That system has been sidelined. That system is no longer there today. That support system for marriage, that community spirit behind marriage is no longer there. If you're not yet a subscriber as well, I want to plead with you to please subscribe to our channel. Please subscribe. If this is also your first time of coming across our video, this is Enuani Cultural Forum, where we promote the rich cultural heritage of the Igbo people. So, like I said, in the traditional marriage system, the husband of the groom, Ogo, presents the bride, his daughter, to the father of the groom. The father of the bride presents his daughter to the father of the groom or the oldest member of their family. Gives him that small change and says, take good care of my daughter. Back then, if you are going to get married, one of the questions you'll be asking is, how is the girl's mother? How is she living with her husband? Because there is a belief that what a woman does, a young girl does, she must have learned from her mother. So, in most cases, people say, it doesn't matter. When you say it doesn't matter, you will later realize that it matters. Aka kweji atwa ya na anya manenge dana mmiri okwu kweji atwa. If an item falls on the ground, you search for it with your hand and your eyes. When it falls in water, you use your leg to look for it. The Igbo traditional marriage institution was strong, but this role of the church, like the role of the priest in the video I posted in about 30 minutes ago, telling the congregation that after after they have done what they are supposed to do in church, the traditional marriage institution is a very important traditional right, more important than that one they did in church. Because the gods of the family you are marrying from and the gods and ancestors of your own family have just merged. If you doubt this, there are some families that cannot intermarry. If you ask them, they will tell you they don't know. Just they don't intermarry. Finish. Go. You want to marry your daughter? Yes, my daughter loves you. You love my daughter, but sorry, we don't intermarry. Our people and your people, they don't intermarry. Why? Why is it that way? Because there's a merger. There's a merger between two ancestors, two lineages. Some lineages don't agree. It is still the same in most part of Igbo land. No matter how many goats you kill, they will tell you, sorry, our lineage and your lineage do not intermarry. So you will see someone who will ignore this traditional right and run to church. And the pastor blesses them with anointing oil, anoints the marriage, declares them husband and wife in the absence of their lineages. And then when problem comes, the pastor says, go and manage it like that. Or don't you have, talk to your mother now. Now he remembers you have a mother. Or talk to your father. What are your people saying about it? Your people were not aware you got married in the first place. You must have probably told your husband that your people are evil and they are not worth associating with. And he withdrew. So the way you present yourself to your in-laws, the way you present your people to your in-law matters a lot. You don't present your people as beggarly, as not worth it to your in-laws, to your husband's people, and then you expect them to be respected. They will not be respected. So in Igbo traditional culture and system, we value marriage. We contract marriage between two families, not between two individuals. So that when there is crisis, it can be handled. In this modern day where we have social media, so that when there is crisis, social media will not be your father or your mother that you go to report to. When there is also need to dissolve marriage, because marriages are dissolved on daily basis, traditionally, there's a system for divorce. It takes a process. That is when dialogue and mediation has failed. Marriages are dissolved. Bride price is returned. Both parties go their way. Because when bride price is not returned, the young girl remains married. Most ladies choose to do so. When the man dies, they will come back to his house and mourn him and continue to be his wife. But when bride price is returned, marriage has effectively been divorced or dissolved. This cannot happen without your omona, your ebo, whatever name it is called in your community. So the marriage institution in Igbo land is very well cherished, respected, and older than whatever was brought to us by the European missionaries. If you are a father watching this video, ensure that your daughters get married. I have two already. That your daughters get married properly, traditionally. If they choose to go to church to do the remaining rites, that you can no longer decide for them. But the part you can decide is the traditional marriage, and you ensure that it is properly done as an Igbo man. You bless the kola nut and oath your husband, the husband and the wife. You bless mayanko and you give to them. I didn't say you bless juice or you bless water. Mayanko, it must not be drank fully by the woman, but the man can do so. So this is This has been we discussing the Igbo traditional marriage. Has the church helped in weakening it? Let me see some of the comments we have seen so far. What is this about? Okay, if you understand English, you will have heard what I said. I'm responding to Robert. Okay, so for David Obioha, keep it up. Thank you so much, David, my brother. Chukwugozie. Patrick says, truth, brother. Thank you. Okay, so if you have any question to ask, you can drop the question here. And if you also are enjoying this video, please give us a thumbs up. We just have 3 thumbs ups. And I don't know how many views we already have, but we deserve to have more. I'm trying to share the video to my other social media handles. So just bear with me. If you're just joining us, you can drop a comment. Welcome back. This is Enuani Cultural Forum, where we promote the rich cultural heritage of the Igbo people. I'm sorry for the brief interruption. I had to share the video to my other audiences on other social media platforms. We are looking at the Igbo traditional marriage system and how it has been influenced over the years by the church. First, we started with a video where I said a priest of the Anglican Church said the heathen has infiltrated the church and is now introducing strange cultures to the church. He used an example of young people who will come to church to get married, they will do their wedding, and after the wedding, hagawolo, and start doing other things that are unnecessary, start dancing ada. What he was speaking against was the Igbo traditional marriage, which is the traditional marriage of the Igbo people. The particular person who just got married is an Igbo girl, not an English girl. An Igbo girl should get married the Igbo way. So the Igbo traditional marriage is for Igbo people. And as an Igbo man, you will ensure that your daughters get married in the Igbo way. As an Igbo woman, you ensure that your daughters get married the Igbo way. As an Igbo girl, you ensure that you get married the Igbo way. Because the Igbo traditional marriage system is so well structured that it is not a marriage between a husband, a man and a woman. It is a marriage between 2 families, 2 lineages, and 2 communities. If I didn't marry from my hometown, for instance, I married from Ogwashuku, I'll be saying the Ogwashuku people are my in-laws, not minding whether my wife is related to all the families in Ogwashuku or not. That is the Igbo traditional marriage system for you. Similarly, if I married from Owerri, I'll be saying the Owerri people as my in-laws. Whereas all the lineages in Owerri are not one. So marriage in Igbo culture brings unity. Whereas the modern day marriage talks about one husband, one wife, a man and a woman. That's all. Any other person between them is seen as a third party. Whereas in the Igbo traditional system, these people you call third party are the people who are like pillars to the marriage. They are the ones who are buffers when there is problem. In the Igbo traditional marriage system, when for instance a husband is impotent or cannot perform his husbandly duties, the wife discusses with his sister, the Ada in the family, and they conduct what is called Igopuno for her. After these rites are performed, she is given the permission to engage in what is called tolerable adultery so that they can raise children for their brother who is impotent. No 2 years will hear about this. but the children will be running around in the family compound. This is how well structured the Igbo traditional marriage is. In the modern day marriage, it is the friends of the girl or social media people that will first hear, oh, my husband, that one of the big give belle. You know the big give belle, oh, not to know. The world will hear it first. Oh, please hide my identity. I got married 4 months ago. And you think people don't know you got married 4 months ago and they don't know, they can't put one or two together and know who they are talking about. So our traditional marriage system, how has it been influenced or weakened by church marriage? By priests who will tell you, just do small thing inside your father's house. Don't go and start announcing to them that you have money. But when it comes to the reception of their wedding, they will not say, just do small thing. You do small thing in front of your father's house and do big thing in front of their own church. How wise are you as a man who is the father of this young girl? Then you as a young girl, how wise are you? Belittling the traditions and customs of your people to celebrate the customs and tradition of another people who you do not know. If you're just joining us, this is Enuani Cultural Forum where we promote the rich cultural heritage of Ndi Igbo. Biko, if you're just joining us, you are not yet a subscriber, please hit the subscribe button, share this video to your audience, give us a thumbs up, and then let us know in the comment section, what do you think? How well has our marriage institution as Ndi Igbo been influenced? Do you think it has been influenced positively or negatively by the European missionaries who brought in a new system of marriage? They call one the court marriage and the other one church marriage. So you are encumbered with two different marriage traditional systems that doesn't concern you in any way. The one that concerns you, they let you know that it is a pagan culture. You should not embark or engage in it. You should not eat kola nut. It is pagan culture. Don't drink the wine that they bless. If they bless it, you style, you and your husband, just you style, dance to the side and throw it away. Who do you think you are deceiving when you pour away the drink that was blessed to bond you and your husband? Traditionally, you dance to the side as a wife, you and your husband, you throw it away, you dance back. Who do you think you are deceiving? You cannot be wiser than your ancestors. The ground upon which you just poured that drink is a judgment to you already that you are not married. And you know you are not married. Maybe you don't know you are not married until things start going awry. You now realize that you were never married. The oath you were supposed to take, you and your wife, you destroyed it by yourself. You didn't take it. The blessed kola nut gave to you, you threw it away. Blessed drink gave to you and your wife, you poured it away. And you dance with all your energy and you spray money. And then they do entertainment and everybody goes back home and you go back into chaos and anarchy with nobody to confide in. Because you have been told that your father and your mother, who you have known for over 30 years, if you are 30 when you got married, some are 47. So you've known your parents and siblings for 40 years. And suddenly they just become third party. That's a language. I don't know where that one came from. They call it all bashato. They now become all bashato in your marriage. These are people that would have been your buffer. What I just described that the wife would tell the Ada in her husband's family, can it still happen in modern day? It's not possible, right? Because the people who would have served as a guide to our young wives and young husbands are now seen as third parties. They are not allowed anywhere near the couple. After the ceremony, Ashebi girls disappear. All the men on suit disappear. and then the real marriage war starts. Things that can easily be resolved by the wisdom of those who have gone through that journey now become social media topics for people to debate on and discuss and quarrel about for weeks. Ndị Igbo, let us use our tongue to count our teeth. Ka weleza ila weza ọnụ. We can find a balance. We were finding that balance until we decided to let go of what we are supposed to hold on to. What is the balance? You can have your traditional marriage completely. Have it in a way it should be. Stop disrespecting the gods of your father's house. Stop disrespecting your ancestors. When you go to church, you say God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob are ancestors as well, if you don't know. They are no longer here, they are ancestors. You, who is watching me, probably in the next 50 or 60 years or 70, depending on how many years God has given to each of us, you will become an ancestor. And people will spit on you and call you an evil man. Whereas you know that when you live through this earth, you were not an evil person. You will also become an ancestor. So stop disrespecting your ancestors. Go and go through your traditional marriage rites completely the way it should be. If you now wish to do church wedding, go and do your church wedding. If you want to follow it up with court wedding, still go ahead and do your court wedding. These two things I mentioned don't have any business with your traditional marriage, and they should never replace your tradition. I laugh when I see young girls of today who think and who even say it ignorantly. I beg, wetin we marry? Now traditional we just do jare. We never get money. If we get money, we will do our wedding. We never wed. You have been traditionally wedded. You are completely married. You just wish to have your marriage blessed. And most Anglican and Catholic priests can bless your marriage even if you're wearing just the cloth you wear to morning mass. They don't need you to do all those flamboyances that you do, that you cannot afford, that you borrow monies for. Go and bless your marriage after you have been traditionally married. Stop deceiving yourself. Stop denigrating the culture of your ancestors. Promote it. If you're just joining us, this is Enuani, a cultural forum where we promote the rich cultural heritage of the Igbo people. And I'm encouraging you to please give us a thumbs up. I'm enjoining you as well. If this is your first time of seeing our video, to go through our channel, you will see many other interesting videos to watch. Subscribe to our channel and do give us a thumbs up. We only have just 5 thumbs ups compared to the number of people who have seen this video. I would like to bring this video to an end, and I want to thank you for joining us. Thank you for watching this video. Go through the channel, you will see a video that I posted concerning marriage, concerning the Igbo marriage institution, and let me know what you feel. Also, I know that when this live video ends, the comments will disappear. So do well to place your comments whenever you see this video when it has fully uploaded. Thank you, and do have a very wonderful night rest. Thank you. It's evening already here, that's why I'm saying night rest. My friends in the USA, I know it's not yet evening where you are.